So this property was on the market for £200,000. She'd put tenants in it and the tenants had stayed for 12 years. During that 12 years, they'd not really kept up with the property, not done any maintenance. When we offered, I didn't actually have the money to buy it, so I needed to go out and get a private investor. Now the valuer came out and valued it probably about 4 months ago. Today it's worth £425,000. Welcome to Property Investing with Abi. On today's episode, we're talking about a buy, refurb, refinance using private investor funds. The house I'm talking about is called Holly D. So this property was on the market for £200,000. It had been a buy-to-let for 12 years. So what had happened, the landlord had inherited it, she'd put tenants in it and the tenants had stayed for 12 years. During that 12 years, they'd not really kept up with the property, not done any maintenance. The tenants moved out and the landlord didn't know any difference and thought I better just sell it. So I came along, had a look at the house. Now it needed everything doing. This was back to brick. This had asbestos, this needed rewiring, it needed a lot of the plumbing redoing, new boiler. So this property was a long lounge, a small kitchen, and the kitchen was horrible and orange, so it just needed some love. And it had a toilet in the middle of the house. So what we did is we redid downstairs. And so we made a lounge, office, big kitchen diner, utility and garage downstairs. Now upstairs was already 4 quite large bedrooms, but they were just in a bit of a mess really. And then the master bedroom, we put the extension on that to make a master bedroom with an ensuite and a bit of a walk-in wardrobe. The asking price was £220,000. I always think it's worth asking. You can only get a no, can't you? So I asked if I could buy it for £190,000. They said, oh, you're almost there. So we agreed £200,000 because it was cash and to complete in 6 weeks. And we didn't complete in 6 weeks, but that wasn't our side, that was their side, but at least we did everything to try. When we offered, I didn't actually have the money to buy it, so I needed to go out and get a private investor. So I found a private investor. Now these people you normally find at networking events, they're in your inner circle, they're people that you know. So these people are people with money. He couldn't property invest at the moment himself because he was too busy and he had this money just sat in the bank. So he agreed to give me the money for 12 months and I agreed to give him the money back plus 6% interest. So he lent me the $200,000 to buy the house plus $40,000 towards the refurb. Now I'd done a flip probably 6 months before and I'd made about 100 grand. So I put about 90 grand of my own money as well. So I've got 240 coming from the investor, 90,000 of my own. That's about 330,000 we needed to do this. So bought the house, got the builder in and we started building. We had a massive kitchen put in and every room was done to our taste. We had an interior designer come in, my friend Sarah, and she did an amazing job just matching where paneling was going, picking bathrooms. So at the end, all money in, it was about 337,000 we spent. Now I refinanced on a residential mortgage because I was going to live here. So 90% residential mortgage, I pulled out all the cash, I repaid the investor, and then I repaid, I think maybe I left 10 grand in, I repaid most of the money back to me so I could get on with my property investing. Now the valuer came out and valued it probably about 4 months ago. So we bought it at 200,000, we spent 140,000 on it. It was valued at the time when I'd done the work at 375,000. Today it's worth 425,000. So if you want to learn to buy a house with someone else's money, refurb it, refinance it, or sell it on and make money, then you need my brand new book, Flip or Flop, about flipping property. Now, if I'd have flipped this place, I'd have made about £100,000. So if you want to learn how to do that, how to raise joint venture finance, how to find the right property, how to negotiate with the vendor, how to actually deal with a builder, because for most people that ends up being a nightmare, you need this book, Flip or Flop. So click the link below and grab a copy of my free book now. So it's been about 18 months since I did this project and me and my kids have absolutely loved living here. We've loved summers here, We've loved winters here and Christmases here, and it just shows the difference. But we wouldn't have been able to do this without all the knowledge and education from property. So my top tip, if you're wanting to do anything like this, get educated, get the knowledge, and then you can literally, it's like cut and repeat, cut and repeat. Once you learn it once, it's easy. And that's how I've built my portfolio. Hope you've been watching today's episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave me a comment. Would you love to do one of these, or have you done your own homes under the hammer? Me and my family have loved living in our perfect home that we've done from scratch, picking everything. Imagine that. And I'll see you next time on Property Investing with Abi.